going to have recommendations for you to fix that, right? Or at least prevent it from getting worse. Less than 1% come out of the womb with perfectly aligned teeth, right? I was about as close as you could get. I had Invisalign for 6 months. As to answer your question about my own personal oral care routine. So I tell you all that. I am like probably, I won't mention names, but there's a very, very prominent periodontist who starts out his lecture with,
welcome to Minty Fresh Takes presented by Enamel, the podcast where we explore the latest trends, science, and personal stories behind oral wellness. I'm your host, Xander, and today we have a jam-packed show covering some of the most important topics in oral care. From celebrities to experts in the field, you're sure to hear dentistry content done in a fun way. So sit back, grab your popcorn and your floss because you'll need it after, and enjoy this conversation. Thanks for listening. Here we go. We've got a hot topic for a lot of people. A lot of people that they go to the dentist, and the first question that you're going to get when you sit in the chair is, when was the last time you flossed? And the classic answer is, well, it was the last time when I saw you, right? And so we've got Dr. Jordan Harper here today. He's about to answer all the flossing questions we could ever ask, and we're going to jump right into it. But first, before we do, we're going to ask Dr. Harper, walk us through your day-to-day oral care routine.
I'm going to be honest, viewers, honest, right? I eat pretty well. I have a pretty darn good brushing technique, and I use enamel.
45 degrees.
Yeah, 45 degrees, tooth angle, gentle circles. And I have relatively perfectly aligned teeth. Significant because I don't have any food traps. And I'm telling you all these things, they're all caveats. Don't necessarily do as I do, but do as I say, because everyone's different. So I am what's classified as a low caries risk patient. Okay. I've had
low caries
risk. So we in the dental industry have a methodology of classifying our patients as high, medium, low caries risk, and it has to do with different environmental factors, different types of systemic disease, different areas and levels of demineralization of the teeth, diet, all these things, right? And position of the teeth is another big one, right? And so all of these things add up to what your caries risk is, right? And I'm not actually telling my patients like, oh, your caries risk is high, like we had to in dental school, right? Because that's silly, no one cares. But what I do tell people is I provide recommendations based on what I see, right? So if you've never had braces and your teeth are all crooked and I'm seeing plaque and food trapped everywhere and it's causing gingivitis, possibly periodontitis, I'm gonna have recommendations for you to fix that, right? Or at least prevent it from getting worse, right? People think orthos to make your teeth beautiful smile, right? It is. Yep. But the big thing for someone like me, who I'm more of hey, I'm really into being functional. I want your teeth to be functional and healthy for you, right? And survive till the day you die. That's my goal as a dentist. And teeth being in proper position, actually, it's amazing. The human body naturally has defense mechanisms to protect you from getting food caught in your teeth, okay? Really? From getting cavities, right? Okay. If they're aligned properly. Now, 1%, less than 1% come out of the womb with perfectly aligned teeth, right? I was about as close as you could get. I had Invisalign for 6 months, right? To get my teeth just perfectly rotated in the right position, right? But it's one of those things, it's if your teeth aren't in the right position, you're way more susceptible to getting cavities. And what happens is the way the bony architecture that supports your gum tissue lines up, when the teeth are perfectly aligned, those papilla, which is the gum tissue that forms a little point, okay? If you floss too hard and it hurts a little bit, you're hitting the papilla, right? That papilla actually is built and designed to whisk food away. The teeth are very, very specifically designed in a certain shape to keep food impaction from happening, right? So all these natural evolutionary things of the teeth's design is amazing because it's built in such a way to keep you from getting cavities in the first place. The problem is everyone's teeth come out in all these jankety positions, right? And you've got teeth in all sorts of crooked positions. Guess what? That's food traps. Guess what? That's going to lead to you getting more cavities, more tooth decay, more plaque on the teeth, more gingivitis, more bad breath, all these things, right? That was a very, very long-winded explanation as to answer your question about my own personal oral care routine. So I tell you all that. I am like probably the lowest caries risk of all. I have a good diet. Teeth are well aligned. I'm not prone to interproximal decay. Some people are prone to it. Some people are not. My oral care routine is I brush with enamel, and that's it.
Twice a day.
Twice a day. That's all I do.
That's unbelievable.
I don't use any sort of Listerine-based, I don't use any sort of alcohol-based mouthwash.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
You get the enamel toothpaste.
I use mouthwash only to freshen up during the day a little bit, maybe after lunch.
Well, you've got the enamel.
Enamel mouthwash tabs, exactly.
Yeah,
That's the main reason Kyle and I invented it. Is like, there's not an easy way to carry liquid mouthwash, right? And so like, you can keep our mouthwash tabs like a little Tic Tac. It's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
So that's the only really mouthwash I use.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like I brush with enamel twice a day. That's it.
Okay, question for you. How can somebody find out what level on the caries risk they are? Is that a dentist question that they would ask a dentist?
That's a dentist question.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I would be immediately like alarmed if a patient came into me and was like, what's my caries risk? I'd be like, who are you? I've never heard that question in my life. Like, what is going on?
And I would assume it's low, medium, and high.
Yeah, low, medium, high. Again, I don't even I've never actually told a patient.
Okay.
Outside of someone I see who's got Mountain Dew mouth, right?
Yeah.
I don't really ever tell them like, wow, you're really high caries risk. But the thing is there are people, and a lot of times it starts with the kids, right? You'll see people that have higher caries risk than others because of various reasons, like we mentioned earlier, diet, bacteria in the mouth, and everything else. Yeah. But those caries risk assessments like don't really go on usually. No one really asks about it. I just provide recommendations to help, right? Mm-hmm. If I see someone that comes in that looks like a high caries risk patient, I'm going to tell them, hey, look, you've got to step it up. You need to be timing yourself brushing your teeth. I'm going to talk to them about proper toothbrush technique. I'm going to talk to them about using enamel. I'm going to talk to them about, adding mouthwash to the routine to get into crevices that their toothbrush can't reach because their teeth aren't straight. Yep. I'm going to talk to them about flossing their teeth because all those things have a place and an importance. Okay. Yep. People find out that I don't floss my teeth and they immediately the first reaction is like, oh, that's what all the dentists say. So and I say it too, right? Yeah. I say to specific patients, you come to see me. Can I use you as an example?
Sure.
Okay. Absolutely. I'm going to use Xander as an example, okay? Because he has just given me permission to break HIPAA on camera.
We're available.
He's available, okay? I've looked in Xander's mouth. I've seen his teeth. Yeah. Xander would probably be okay if he didn't floss his teeth. He'd probably be okay because he's not susceptible to getting cavities between his teeth. And there's people that are and people that aren't. Xander has beautifully straight teeth. He eats well. He's fit. He's not getting tooth decay in between the teeth. Yeah. Then you see other patients where the bacteria in their mouth is different. Food and diet is different, which is key. They're getting food stuck all the time. They get I'm filling a cavity in between the teeth every 6 months. Yeah. That's the patient I'm going, hey, you need to floss. Yep. You need to be using mouthwash. Yep. You need to use everything that's in your corner to try and help because something's not working here, right? And there's I've attended a very, very, I won't mention names, but there's a very, very prominent periodontist who starts out his lecture with like flossing's a joke and flossing shouldn't be done. And like I sat there and listened to what he had to say, but like to me that's asinine, right? Yeah. Okay, so you're telling me removing food from between the teeth doesn't help. Yeah. That's insanity. Yeah. Right? And flossing helps. Is there a group of patients, thankfully I'm one of them because I'm not good about flossing, that the flossing doesn't benefit? Yeah, right? But there's just so many other things. You can't focus on, well, I shouldn't floss because Dr. Harper told me. He doesn't floss, right? Yeah. Look, my life's completely different than yours. Everyone's got this unique individual subset of circumstances that apply to a caries risk assessment. And so yes, flossing is very beneficial for the vast majority of the patient population. That's right. Because the vast majority of the patient population are susceptible to those things, right? Wow. But there is a small subset of patients that could get by with not flossing. Yeah.
And I think that goes back to a little bit of the trusting the dentist.
Sure.
I think that we're all very lucky to be able to see you and you give us honest answers. You're not looking to, we got to add a crown here, add a crown here, add a crown here, because, dentists have all the leverage when we sit down in the chair.
Sure.
And so if they're telling us, we got to floss, well, that might just be another thing that we hear going, I don't really need to do that. And what that kind of allows with this information to do for the everyday patient that's listening to this is they're hearing it going, okay, this guy's actually telling me that I might not be a person that has to floss. I might not be the individual. I might have a low risk on the Caries risk scale, right? And for me to be able to ask my dentist that and find out and get an honest answer, that will actually give me even more incentive to want to floss if I'm not currently doing it now.
Bingo. And I think you hit the nail on the head. Like I am very open and honest about people. Like, look, I got in this business to save teeth and keep teeth in your head till the day you die. That's why I'm here. I was put on this planet for this. I'm getting chills thinking about it. It's weird, man. That's literally what I was put here to do. It's weird. But everything you get out of me is honesty, right? And I'm not going to tell you to do something if you don't physically need to do it, right? And the patients that I see, and I do, I'm like, you need to be stepping up your flossing game. It's because I'm seeing problems with something going on where flossing is going to benefit you. I don't tell every patient you need to be flossing more. I don't. I'd be sick of saying that. I say it a handful of times a day because there's a handful of patients a day that truly need that advice, right? And so for me, that's how I treat my patients, right? It's all about honesty, and it's all about just telling them what I see. I'm not here to nickel and dime you and make money off of stuff. That's not what I'm here, right? No. I'm here to just give you honest advice on what you need. And there are patients that can get by with not flossing. There are patients that need to floss big time.
And listen, we need more dentists like that, so we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Doing this. And listen, but maybe not every patient benefits from flossing, but every patient would benefit from enamel. So make sure you grab your toothpaste tabs today to remineralize a tooth. If I can ever say that word right, it's an unbelievable deal. And we've got those available in the store, so make sure you guys check those out. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into another episode of Minty Fresh Takes, presented by Enamel. Listen, we all know people that are into the latest trends for their oral care. We also know people on the other side of the spectrum that are not. This show is made for both of those people. And so if you could do us the absolute biggest favor and share this, like, comment, subscribe, but make sure to share this with your friends on both sides of the spectrum and somebody right in the middle, that would be awesome. Our biggest mission here, not only doing this podcast, but with all the products and the dentistry here in Niceville, is to ensure the trust and the quality of product that we continually offer to our patients. Our mission through this show and through our brand new product Enamel is to ensure that your teeth are being covered by nutrients that actually benefit your teeth, i.e. micro-hydroxyapatite. Our toothpaste tablets that we have right here, toothpaste tablets and the luxury mouthwash tablets, these are both available at enamel.com. That is ENML.com. And if you're looking for more information on micro-hydroxyapatite, feel free to check out our latest YouTube videos. Like we said earlier, make sure to subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss anything that we have coming out. And thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next show.